Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at and unboxing the brand new Fujifilm X-S20. Now this is a very interesting release because this is the first camera that Fujifilm has put out that isn't a flagship device, following the X-H2S, the X-H2, and the X-D5, which is what I'm shooting on right now. And I'm somebody who's used the X-S10 pretty much since its release, so for about 2 years now. I have it right over here and I still do use it, and we're gonna compare them in a bit. But yeah, the X-S20 is packed with a bunch of new features that are found on the X-D5, as well as the much more expensive X-H2S, which I think is great, but it's also the reason why there is a pretty steep price increase. You can now get the X-S20 for $12.99 body only, and it's only gonna get a little more expensive if you want a kit lens. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check out whether or not these new features are worth it. So let's get started. Okay, let's open her up. So you get your Fujifilm warranty card and your Capture One card. Okay, and here we have the camera itself. Okay, the body is pretty much identical to the X-S10, but I love that lightweight and compact. So we're gonna put this aside for now. We're just gonna continue unboxing whatever is left. Okay, so we have a Fujifilm leather strap. There we go. Pretty standard. We also get a USB-C to C cable, very similar to the one that came with the X-T5. Oh, okay. So you get travel adapters as well, also something I got with the X-T5. You don't usually get these with the X-S10, and you get different adapters depending what region you're from. And you get a whole bunch as well, which is great. For the star of the show, the brand new, well, not really brand new, but the newer battery, the NPF-W235 batteries. And oh my gosh, I love this thing on the X-T5. It has the battery lasts so long, and I love my X-S10, but the battery on the NPW126S is it's just okay. So I'm very excited to start using a better battery. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and put this in the camera now. Okay, I love that when you put it in, it's like refilling a shotgun. Putting in a new shotgun shell. Okay, let's set it up. 46. Now that we're done setting up, let's talk about the more physical aspects of the device while comparing it to the X-S10. Now, when you compare the two devices, put them side by side, you can see that there's not a great difference in size. The grip is slightly bigger on the X-S20 because it does house that new battery, but overall it's still a very compact camera. Now, the difference on the dial is that it has a new vlog mode, which basically just gives you access to these things like product priority mode, background defocus mode, which are both new in the Fuji system, face-eye audio detection, high-speed recording, stuff like that. So I guess it's just basically a video quick menu. Now, in terms of the custom modes, it's pretty much still the same: C1, C2, C3, and C4. I did read that you are able to set them for video as well. Now, back then it was just for photo, so that would be great. You still get the same fully articulating screen with some touch functionality, still not a whole lot. Same joystick and button layout. On the back of the screen, you get two screw holes. What? You get these two screws for the fan attachment that you can also use on the X-H2S and the X-H2, which is great because this does overheat from time to time. And on the bottom, you get the battery door with your big battery and just the same single SD card slot. In terms of port availability, it is the same. You get your USB-C port, micro HDMI, your mic, but on the right side, you get a brand new 3.5mm headphone jack, which is great because you no longer need a dongle to monitor or listen to a video playback. So yeah, that is great. Now let's go ahead and talk about the sensors. So on the XS20, you actually get the same, I don't want to say old, X-Trans 4 sensor that's also found on the XT4, the XT3, and the X100V. So obviously we all know that this is a fantastic sensor for both photo and video. The new thing you do get with the XS20 is the processor. So you get the X Processor 5, which is what you find on the XT5, XH2, and the XH2S. And basically what that gets you is better autofocus. So you get Fujifilm's latest and greatest autofocus algorithm, which has been working great for me on my XT5. But yeah, for photos you get all kinds of tracking, and you also find that for video there's just a lot more options for that. So yeah, in terms of the overall image quality though, for photos it is more or less going to be the same. Your autofocus is the biggest upgrade there. But for video, this is where the XS20 really shines. You can now shoot 10-bit 422 in this tiny body. You'll be able to shoot 4K 60 now. You can shoot 6K up to 30 frames per second open gate, which is insane because that feature used to be on the XH2S, like exclusively. And this is pretty much half the price of that camera, which again is great. But basically shooting open gate means you're using the full sensor, so it's shooting in 6K. You can also crop in to choose whether you want to upload videos for either YouTube or TikTok, so you no longer have to shoot twice. You can just use the same shot and just change it later in post, which I think is fantastic. You also get an additional film simulation, nostalgic neg, so overall this has 19 film simulations. So let's go ahead and take some sample photos and videos. So far the XS20 is looking like a very promising camera for prosumers, which is no surprise because me personally, I've loved using my XS10 for the past few years. About 70% of my channel has been shot on the XS10, and they really went all out with the upgrades for the XS20 in terms of video. Sure, you don't get 4K 120, but that's fine. You get to shoot 4K 60, 10-bit 422 video. What more could you want at this price point? It really feels like a worthwhile upgrade for people who want to shoot video more seriously. By the way, how does the video look? Because we've been shooting on the XS20 for this outro portion. Looks pretty good, right? Alright, so that is pretty much that for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions for me, please leave a comment down below and I will try my best to get to you. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.